is cleaning up some of the damage today from this storm, which certainly could have been worse, but they are dealing with some.
Yeah, we kept our eyes on Polk County all night long, expecting something more severe than we got, but there were some trees down there, and a few hundred people actually lost power, but it could have been much worse, as we pointed out. Rod Carter joining us now live from Polk County with this side of the story. Rod, a lot of people got up today, and I'm sure they were breathing a sigh of relief.
They really were. And again, you said it. There were a lot of people who were very nervous that things could have been worse. And all in all, Polk County fared pretty well, except for areas where there are trees down, like this one. This is a very old tree right off Lake Ariana in Auburndale. And as you can see, this tree kind of hit the ground. And there are a number of trees that are down in this area, but pretty much not as bad as folks expected it here. They made it through the night pretty well. A lot of people went to shelters. I want to show you some video now. Those folks cleared out of the shelters this morning, heading home after staying overnight to try to avoid some of the problems that could have come with this very massive storm. As we mentioned, there were some trees down. There were a few hundred power outages in this area as well. Crews worked very, very hard to get everything back to normal, get that power restored. I spoke with a woman today who stayed overnight at one of those shelters. She says she's glad she did and very glad things turned out as well as they did.
I mean, I was in Andrew when I lived in Fort Lauderdale, and it was heading straight for us, and it didn't get us. And so, but it was at the last 2 hours of the storm that it moved to Miami, so I didn't want to take that chance.
And again, as you can see, this is a very massive tree that's down here off Lake Ariana. In fact, it's just around the corner from another tree that was down over on Blake here. These folks, the guys who are out here, have been out here for several hours now trying to cut this thing down, Keith and Jen, and they told me they hope to have it done by sometime tonight. But if we take a wider shot just one more time, you'll see just how daunting of a task that is. Stacy mentioned this at 4 o'clock. She wasn't sure exactly how old this tree is. I couldn't even venture a guess, to be honest with you. But I can tell you it's an old one, and it's a very large tree. And there are 3 guys who have been working very, very hard to try to cut this thing down. Guys?
Just make sure they don't cut it down while you're still perched up there on your
just thinking the same thing.
Yeah,
trust me when I tell you, I will be off this tree in like 3 seconds.
All right, Rod Carter live in Polk County tonight. You know, the doctors say you got to be careful. These chainsaws come out. Everybody thinks they're going to cut down a lot of trees, and bad things can happen. So be extra careful if you're using a chainsaw.